is exactly how a lot of young drummers sound. Great grooves, great beats, but then the fill hits and everything falls apart. And I know because I've taught hundreds, if not thousands of young drummers at my studio here in South Tampa. Hi, my name is Trent Yurkovich, and today I'm here to bring you an original lesson I've developed called Fill City. Now, this is the same system that I use to teach drummers who either overthink their fills, never learned how to play them correctly in the first place, or people who just freeze on that fourth measure when they just don't know what to do. So, what is Fill City? The idea of Fill City is that we're going to be playing these types of fills in 4-bar phrases. So what are 4-bar phrases and why do they matter? Well, 4-bar phrasing is the way that most of the music that you've ever listened to in the Western world, whether it's rock, whether it's funk, whether it's worship, whether it's just about anything, they're all revolving around 4-bar phrasing. If you understand it, you'll know how to fill naturally and then come back in on the one without really having to think about it so much, and it'll just be organic. So the first 3 bars of the 4-bar phrase are just going to be a regular basic rock beat or 4 on the floor. It doesn't really matter, whichever one is easier for you to understand. The 4th bar is going to be the fill itself. Now, I'm including a PDF for this, it's in the description below, and I want you to realize that every single bar that you're seeing is its own 4-bar phrase. These are all going to be different rhythmic templates. Today we're looking at the top one. I also want you to realize that the fills that I put at the bottom right of the PDF are going to be the same order that I introduced them to you in this video. So you can follow along and try to play along to them and it'll be right in order. Alright, first things first, we got to start off with the fills themselves. Fill number 1 is the Caveman. Fill number 2, In and Out. Fill number 3, Out and In. Fill number 4, 4 and 4. And fill number 5, Around the World. Around the World is the hardest one, so if it takes you a little bit more time to get that one, it's totally understandable. Now, I can't stress enough how important it is to count this out loud. I really can't stress that enough. These are all going to be eighth notes, from the beat to the fills themselves. You need to be counting out loud when you're doing this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and when you go play the fill, keep counting. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and it's going to make all this make way more sense in context, and if you actually want this to be organic, that's what you've got to do for it. Okay, now that we've got all the fills memorized, now we're going to put them in a 2-bar phrase. The first bar is just going to be a measure of a beat. By the way, a bar and a measure are the same exact thing, so I'm going to be using them interchangeably throughout all of this. We're going to be playing 2-bar phrases. The first bar is going to be a regular drum beat, and then the second measure is going to be the drum fill. It's going to sound like this. Now, you're going to want to do this with every single one of these fills. You're going to want to have 5 separate 2-bar phrases. So make sure that you can play the 2-bar phrases with each one of these fills before moving on to the 4-bar phrases. Alright, now we zoom out to the full 4-bar phrase. We're going to be playing 3 measures of a drum beat and then 1 measure of the drum fill. And it's going to sound like this. If you've been doing all this correctly, you should kind of feel these fills being like the period at the end of a sentence of a musical statement. You should start recognizing them as the ending of a musical statement, and then the crash back is the beginning of a new one. Alright, so now the real fun begins. We are going to link every one of these fills together using that crash. So we're going to be playing 5 4-bar phrases. We are going to be playing 3 drum beats regular. It could be 4 on the floor, basic rock beat, I don't care. So we're going to be playing 3 of these drum beats, and then the 4th one will be the fill. We crash back to the beginning of a new 4-bar phrase where we play 3 bars of a drum beat, and then we go down to the second fill in our order. Then we crash back and we just keep walking down the list until we hit all 5 of the drum fills at the end of our 4-bar phrases. Now, a couple mistakes that I often see young drummers make on this. A, don't rush the fills. We don't need to play these a million miles an hour yet. We will play these really fast coming down the road. But first, we need to understand what's going on. We need to know the movement patterns. And then when we're efficient with the movement patterns, we can bring them up into faster subdivisions. Number 2, don't stop counting. I said this once and I'll say it again. One of the most important aspects of this is making sure you internalize the count. And at first, you have to verbalize it out loud. And I know that's not fun for most people. Just do it. Just bite the bullet and do it. I'm telling you, it will be worth it. And not so much a mistake, but just a guideline I like to give out. Bring up the fills just a little bit in terms of volume. If you're playing the beats at like mezzo, try to play the fills at like forte. Generally, when you're going around the toms, you want to play them a little bit harder. I'm not telling you to blast them. I'm telling you to listen and think of it musically and adjust your volume level accordingly. Let's say you're playing along with me and all this feels pretty easy. Now it's time to bump up the tempo. So if you want to increase the difficulty, just start raising the BPM. I think I started this at only 100 BPM and it's 8th notes, so it's pretty slow. You have a lot of room that you could bump this up. I'm betting you could probably get this to 130 to 150 with relative ease if you've done everything correctly. Now, if you want a real challenge, download the PDF that I've included in the description and go on to template number 2. That's going to be using 16th notes instead of 8th notes. It's going to be the same fills, but you're going to have to put them into different subdivisions, and that's going to be a big theme of Fill City moving forward. Taking the same ideas, putting them into different subdivisions, and gaining absolute mastery over them so that you can play them organically without having to think about them too much. Now, if you have questions about this, or if you're getting stuck on a certain section and want some help, feel free to leave a comment or send me a message. I reach out to everybody personally that I can. If this helped you in your drumming journey, please subscribe. I'm going to be putting out more videos like this in the near future. Welcome to Fill City. Now go practice.